Good morning, doctor. Welcome back.
Good morning, Venkatesh. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. So, our topic for today is smile. And the reason it's part of our series on wellness is that smiling not only conveys positiveness and acceptance, openness to others, but it signals that to our own internal psychology and actually puts us in a positive frame. Smile is therefore a very, very powerful tool for our positive frame of mind and wellness. And that's why smile is part of our series. Yes, doctor?
Yes. So,
Yes.
when we say smile, we are saying a lot of things which no text or no big lecture can achieve.
Correct.
Just a smile, which costs nothing, is more powerful than even an army. So,
Correct.
you will see why, because the word smile has mile in it, and it itself shows that it can take you a mile ahead of others. So, smile is powerful. Let us not underestimate the power of smile, because a lot of times when we are stuck in a quandary or stuck in some little argument here and there, a smile can take care of all the details and can put you on the right track. So
Correct.
the power of smile has to be appreciated. Those
Correct.
who know how to smile, you have to know how to smile and when to smile and with whom at whom will you smile. You can achieve a hell of a lot of things which
Correct.
no words can. So just smile and half your life is won. Okay?
Fantastic. Fantastic. Exactly.
In this picture, you see a lady putting her hand up and close to the mouth and looking at the camera. Now, what does it mean? You can decide what it means all by yourself. But one thing is clear, smile in operation
Correct.
can be controlled by a gesture. And the smile also can sometimes put you down or put you up. So a lot
Correct.
of powerful things can happen with a smile. So
Correct.
let us hear more about smile. Can you
Correct.
comment, Venkat?
No, perfect. I think without the smile, we can't make out what she's thinking. But the moment that smile is there, it changes everything about the rest of the face that we can see.
Right.
Doctor,
That's
one
right.
request, if you can speak a little louder, please.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can. Maybe come a little bit in front if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Better?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, normally, smile is taken to be a sign of signal of positivity and friendliness and so forth. All positive things. So, sattvic. Smile is supposed to be sattvic,
Correct.
which it is. But smile can also be angry.
Correct.
And angry smile can do or undo a hell of a lot of things that a smile would otherwise do. So
Correct.
don't that only positive things can happen with smile. A lot of negative things can happen. An angry stare at somebody can do or undo a lot of things.
Correct.
So here there is a series of locations or contexts in which a smile can be angry
Correct.
and can be a smile but still be angry. So this contrast is there in real life.
Correct. Correct.
Right? Dining table to boardroom,
Correct.
the smile can be friendly or angry.
Correct.
So,
Correct. No, that's a very important point, actually, doctor. And I think what's written up here that smile can signal passive aggressiveness, right?
right.
So, either sarcasm or passive aggressiveness, like you said, as much as we generally think, and it ought to be that a smile will uplift you, with a smile done wrong, you can completely crush a person more than words. Just as much as you can lift a person more than any words, you can crush them also with the wrong type of smile. Yes, doctor.
Right. And this in Hindi is called as mukhota.
Correct.
Mukhota is putting up a front,
Correct.
which you are not. You can pretend to be angry or you can pretend to be friendly.
Correct.
So both can be pretensions or pretenses.
Correct.
But
the mask.
smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The smile can mask, and the smile actually, since we are so attuned, the smile cannot mask your internal feelings. Finally, if you've got dangerous feelings inside, the smile actually makes it dangerous.
Very true. Now here is a picture which shows a man with a little bit of a grin on his face.
Correct.
And just as we saw a little while ago, now what does this grin mean? Is this fellow angry or friendly?
Correct.
A good deal of it depends upon the context and
Exactly.
where it belongs. And smile by itself may not convey much, or it
Correct.
can make a hell of a lot of things.
Correct.
But a lot of things depend upon context.
Correct.
I would say, the picture in this diagram or the photo was taken to indicate anger, So
Correct.
you say it's crestfallen anger.
Correct.
You are in a situation where you are crestfallen and you are angry and you don't know which way the clock is turning.
Correct.
And so you grin. And
Correct.
the grin, again, it's up to you and up to the grinner to
Correct.
decide what it means what.
Correct.
So here is an
Very
ambiguous situation. Yes, Venkatesh?
No, very two very important points you made, one after the other. One is the concept of a grin versus a smile, right? And a grin, we all sort of understand even without needing a dictionary. A grin is not exactly the same as a smile, right? A grin can be all the way from positive to a bit nasty, mischievous, dangerous. So there is a difference between a grin and a smile. The second and more important point you made is of context. If somebody smiles when you're sad or somebody smiles at your discomfiture, it's very different from if he smiles sympathetically with you in the same situation. So context is everything. Yes, doctor.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, in real life, in our day-to-day situations, most of the times, or at least some of the times, or many times,
Many
you
times.
smile
Yeah.
and you are faking it. And
Correct.
that the other fellow will know, or you yourself will know, that you are smiling, which is supposed to be positive, and you are
Correct.
faking it, which is negativity. It's a lot of bluff. A smile can bluff.
Correct.
And so it is a fake smile, and whatever it does the opposite of what you intended to do or what you wanted to
Thought
do.
you were masking. Correct. Do you remember there
Yeah.
was a song in the 60s or 50s? I don't remember. Uh, no, 70s maybe. तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो क्या गम है जो तुम छिपा रहे हो. So you remember? I don't
Right.
know if you remember this. So basically, the person is smiling so much that you're asking, what are you hiding? What grief are you hiding that you're smiling
Right.
so much? Correct. People have a way of understanding is what we must never underestimate. Correct.
Yeah. No, this fake smile is what we call as beauty queen's plastic smile.
Correct.
Now, you go to a beauty contest,
Correct.
there are 20, 40 people, ladies all nicely made up and, smiling away. But that
Correct.
smile is a plastic smile, which is fixed.
Correct.
Now, it's called fixed because nobody knows who is looking at whom.
Correct.
And a photographer can picture a smile, and the cameras are on all the time.
Correct.
And the beauty have to keep smiling all the time. We call it plastic smile.
Correct.
And many times, too much of plastic smile makes your muscles ache.
Correct.
Muscles can hurt you, and you're eagerly waiting to see when that smile can stop.
Correct.
So
Correct.
there are a lot of faking goes on. And
Correct.
even at home, there is a lot of faking. Even within the family, within an organization,
Correct.
within any given situation,
Correct.
the smile is a fake smile.
Correct.
You have to decide what to take and how to take.
Correct.
But fake smile is more or less the norm. It's a little sarcastic to say, but fake smile is the norm in society.
And we'll, of course, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I think further down we'll discuss that everything has both positives and negatives. That while on the one hand, fake smiles, for example, the plastic smile you mentioned, if your eyes are not smiling, people can make out even if your lips are smiling, right?
Right.
But when we come to it, why should we still smile quite often, and why a fake smile is not always bad, is it triggers the beginning of being positive. So in the beginning, you may fake it a little, but slowly, again, there's that statement, no, fake it till you make it, in a negative sense. But here it can be positive that you pantomime smiling, you start to become a little happier, like we discussed in the context of laughter itself once in an earlier session.
Right. So in certain civilizations,
Right.
saying no is taken as rule. You know,
Correct.
we won't name the country, but there are
Correct.
half a dozen countries in the planet
Correct.
that nobody wants to say no. Even in
Correct. Correct.
India, the people don't want to say no.
Correct.
They
Correct.
keep quiet or they will smile and nod. Now you have to nod.
Correct.
And that with the smile does the job of saying no. And one who
Very
doesn't
good
know,
point. Yeah.
one who
Correct.
doesn't know the context. He's
Correct.
smiling away, he's nodding away, but he's not registering anything at all. That's a blank.
Correct. Correct.
Blank. So this you see in commerce, you see in domestic situations.
Correct.
So somebody will ask the sales manager, did you clinch the sale? And the
Right.
fellow will nod. That means he is not damaged.
Correct. The smile means the opposite. Correct. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Now here, for example, you see the famous one and only Gabbar, of Sholay fame,
Correct.
and he's laughing, he's guffawing. Basically,
Correct.
he's roaring with laughter, guffawing, all artificial because he cannot be guffawing and roaring in a natural way.
Correct.
And his artificiality is reflected well in Gabbar Singh's personality.
Correct.
And he says, "Jo dar gaya, samjho wo mar gaya." That
Correct.
means, he's goading his subordinates into an action, which will something by way of return to that man.
Correct.
So if you don't achieve that, you are afraid, then you are gone.
Correct.
And Gabbar Singh proves the same thing in the next moment. Jo dar gaya, wo mar gaya.
He
And
kills
he
him.
takes out a pistol and he fires 6 rounds without a break, and 6 people are dead in a
Right.
fraction of a minute. So, it's a famous line in
Correct.
Sholay,
Correct.
which
Yeah.
Sholay is an immortal cinema in
Correct.
Indian cinema world.
Correct. Correct. And
Again,
absolutely, yeah, like here the fakeness, or here the whole point I guess we are making in across these is that a smile can actually mean a lot of different things. And when we are talking of smile, we are talking of the positive one. Gabbar's here is menacing, right? It is not just fake, it is actually menacing, and it is actually a harbinger for something dangerous to come. Even though for a few minutes, even the people he kills are a little disarmed by that smile and think all is well. Finally, he kills the guy. So a smile is actually far more complex than at first blush, is a very good point you've been making, Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. Even in our Puranas and Itihasas,
Correct.
See Asuras. Asuras are supposed to embody negativity.
Correct.
And they were supposed to embody positivity.
Correct.
A movie, you can see in many movies, historical
Mythologicals.
movies.
Yeah.
The devas will smile and put their head down slightly down and then look on. Whereas this asuras will stop and roar and roar and roar into a guffaw.
Correct.
And there's a characteristic noise sound that is added by the film director to tell you that the asura is in action. He will
Correct.
come and kill you the next moment. So anyway, there are types and types of smiles.
Yeah.
In our situation, you're at home, you just stop for a moment to see how you are smiling or
Correct.
you are not smiling.
Correct.
And you should know when not to smile. And smile is a part of a body language. And your
Correct.
smile by itself is nothing.
Correct.
It has to convey in the bodily sense a language or a lingo or a semantics or syntax, which will convey a lot of things.
Correct.
Again, as we said, a lot of good things can be managed with a smile, a lot
Correct.
of bad can be ruined with a smile, and so forth. So
Very good point.
body language is the issue.
Correct.
Not
Correct.
So
No, super point, Doctor, because I think each slide actually I'm seeing the layer of meaning you're coming out with. This, that the smile has to be part of the larger body language. Your
Correct.
smile cannot be at variance with the rest of your body language. And if your rest of your body language is negative and your smile is positive, it won't work, or it may convey the absolute opposite. Absolutely.
Right.
And
Next slide.
all the reason why authenticity or genuineness matters, I guess, because in some ways, beyond a point, no matter what people think, they can't mask and fake everything. Something gives you away. Your body language, something will give you away. And as human beings, that's the one thing we are all very evolved at doing. We don't need, like you said, lots of text to explain to us what the emotion is behind the smile that somebody is giving us. Correct.
Yeah. In some of Charles Dickens' novels, he shows the villain smiling
Correct.
and smiling all the time. They
Correct.
sound benign, but he is malignant. He is not benign, he is malignant. And so,
Correct.
here you see the picture of a baby who is very happy.
Correct.
And this baby is not putting on anything. This baby is smiling in a very genuine way.
Correct.
Because the child has not gone through the life situations which make you a cynical, kind of guy.
Correct.
And this innocent smile.
Correct. Correct.
I mean, there is no negativity attached, as a tail end of it or something.
Correct.
It's just for the smile's sake.
Correct.
Baby smiles for the smiling, and if that sake is gone, within a fraction of a second, the same baby will cry.
Correct. Correct.
They can't do. There's a child, for example, you show a chocolate or something, you laugh. And if you take away the chocolate, you will cry. No, there's only binary kind of a thing. Is there or not there? But that is innocence.
Correct.
And it has its own smile, and that has to be appreciated. And if you appreciate the smile, you appreciate the child, and the child feels happy, and so forth. So
I think a very interesting, this is again a superb point, and it's difficult, but I think one of the most genuine smiles is when we put aside our cynicism and there is some wonder and some innocence in what we are doing. If we can do that, our smile is a little more genuine. Much more difficult as an adult as you go on in life. But like they say, that childlike wonder, let's say when one is listening to music or seeing something nice, that is actually very, very contagious, right? When you smile like that is when other people smile with you.
Right. Now, when you smile, let us look at a couple of things that change with the smile.
Correct.
First and foremost, lips show whether you are okay or not okay.
Right.
This is where the lips show an upward trend.
Correct.
Okay. And it is at the angles of the mouth. And if the angles of the mouth are drooping, then you're not happy. So to give a happy, positive kind of an impression, you do perform surgery. Now, surgery is a thing that you laugh, but we can create surgical smiles. We can create or undo surgical smiles, whatever. Here you see two strategic locations where the lips are turned up.
Correct.
And that is where you improve the smile. And this again necessary for beauty queens. You have to keep showing a smiling front all the time. Just now we saw a dozen beauty queens are smiling. And if she keeps on smiling, then her face will ache. And it's true.
Correct.
And the face will start hurting because the lips are not placed in the right manner at the right time. And to the permanent smiling nature of the face, you have to work on the lips. At the end of the lips. At the end of the lips, if they are kept turned up, then you have a smile, and that smile doesn't cost you much of muscular energy, but the smile is there. And for people, for photographers, it is there. For your own kith and kin, it may not be there.
Correct. No, very important point again. I mean, this is, one point, one level is the detail around this lips up or lips down and why cartoons, right? So easily we know when the lips are turned down in a cartoon, even just a line drawing, that is a sad face, right? And if the lips are turned up, we know it's a happy face. But equally the point, if you come, to your surgery point, you can do all of this, but if your eyes and the rest of your body are not in sync with it, I think all of this is about the smile being authentic, right? Authenticity, comes out through so many other things. And all these nuances, as much as we are attuned as human beings to see all this, it's like dogs, right? A dog's grin is quite often bad teeth. And when you bare your teeth, the guy is going to be aggressive, right? So there are cultures where if you show your teeth in the old days and so on, it meant that you're aggressive. But honestly, nobody needs any explanation. Like you said, if you mean kindly, the opposite side recognizes very quickly.
Right. Very true. Here is another example of a friendly pat by a manager. Yeah. He is patting him on his back.
Correct.
If you take out the picture out of context, maybe he's even slapping. So slapping doesn't have to be only on the face. Slapping can be on the back.
Correct.
And the slapper will grimace
Correct.
and will carry his teeth. And here is the manager. He is patting very gently and very affectionately, and he's
Correct.
smilingly doing all that. So the same thing taken out of context can mean different things.
Correct.
And by and large, you're talking about positivity in the world. And
Correct.
we want people to be positive. So we tell them, yeah, go ahead and pat your friends back, but don't overdo it. So don't slap it. The patting should not become slapping and so forth.
No, it's a
So
very, just like you say, a picture says more than 1,000 words.
yeah,
You just look at this picture. You don't need any explanation. The eyes are smiling kindly. There is a gesture of affection. There is a certain gentleness. We can't see it in motion. It's a still picture, right? But
right,
it is quite clear this is not an aggressive gesture. It's quite clear it's not about dominating. And the first impression you get out of it is exactly what you said, right? Somebody is being affectionate. You use the word affectionate. That is actually showing in the combination of body language, eyes, and smile. And that is the kind of smile that can really unlock lots of stuff for us, right?
right. Patting vis-a-vis slapping. That's the thing. Okay, here is another example of the fake smile and the real smile. But here, if you didn't get a chance to read the text, they look the same. Honestly, a black person and the black person is smiling. Yes, both are smiling. Both are looking at you. But somebody called it fake because the photographer knew that it's fake.
Correct.
If you would have just looked at it, you can't distinguish between real and fake.
Yeah,
But
unless somebody is actually pointing as they have here, you can actually see that the eyes in the what is labeled as the real smile, the eyes
yeah,
are also sort of clearly softened and not just widely staring, whereas
yeah.
in the other one, the eyes are much more fixed.
Eyes light up, no? We say
Correct.
the eyes lighting up. The lighting up means adding an extra uh, power to that.
Dimension.
And
Correct.
it,
Dimension to the whole body language that you're communicating. Absolutely.
now, a couple of points about the way laughter is looked at.
Correct.
Laughter of late, for the last few years, has become a powerful therapeutic weapon.
Correct.
And
If you remember,
that,
Doctor, we actually did a whole session on laugh it off.
yeah,
Yeah. So connecting now, we are connecting smile and laughter. Yes, absolutely.
right. Yeah, they go together and they are connected anyway. As we say,
Correct.
connection, nothing in the body or nothing in the universe is unconnected. So we can make it philosophical and say the universe is
No,
full
but
of
it is
connection.
true. It is absolutely true. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So, and once you systematize something, you call it a yoga because
Correct.
you crystallize the yoga into something that is doable and measurable.
Correct.
If doable and measurable, you have it.
Correct.
If not, it's all lying loose and you don't know what you're talking is good stuff or bad stuff.
Correct.
So long yoga is fomenting positivity
Correct.
and combined with the yoga as a discipline in traditional Indian way of looking at things. So made it laughter yoga.
Correct.
But the yoga, the commercial yoga that politicians are resorting to, is not exactly close to laughter yoga. But laughter yoga is restricted to, joggers parts, small little thing here and there, and then you laugh and then you say you're doing yoga. But it has not reached the international level as otherwise it would. So laughter yoga will remain at that stage, whereas yoga is multifaceted.
I
Yoga has
guess
to
in the
be.
context of our smile topic, what we are basically talking about is that laughter is, you can systematize it and use it like an exercise, like a yogic practice. In that sense, it's a subset of yoga, I guess, is the point you're making, right?
Yeah. See, anything organized and disciplined and executed repeatedly becomes a yoga.
Asadhana,
Yeah.
abhyas, correct.
Your traditional yoga fellows won't agree with this because their yoga is confined to certain prescribed yoga postures and
Correct.
yoga thought.
Correct.
So, can become yoga, or you may not. You may look at it standalone pranayama and so forth. Anyway,
Right.
it varies from person to person.
Correct.
The person who has a law, sort of a discipline of converting all this into doable and measurable things,
Correct.
you don't lose anything by calling it a yoga.
Correct.
So it is a malignant term. So it is a benign term, and if it's a motivating tool, why
Correct.
not?
Yeah.
If somebody is gaining, why not?
Yeah.
Like that. Next
Yeah.
slide, please. So there are surprising health benefits.
Correct.
Now, this for sure. Now, whether you do it as a yoga or you don't do it as a yoga, you just use it as a laughing tool.
Correct.
It has a lot of positivity on the various systems of the body.
Correct.
For example, very clearly, breathing is a big thing in this. Like, I am a singer and I find singing as a very powerful yoga tool, yoga.
Correct.
And
Correct.
we recognize this yoga, some of them are not.
Correct.
But then it's a health benefit. Your asthma improves, your blood pressure changes, your cholesterol changes for the better, and
Correct.
so forth. So health benefits of yoga, laughter are there.
Correct.
And how systematically you do it depends on the doer.
Correct.
So all these things together, there is a laughter day
Correct.
that is coined.
Correct.
Laughter day is on the 4th of May.
Correct.
Yeah? And here you see a whole lot of icons moving around. And
Correct.
so laughter day on the 4th of May is gone anyway.
Correct.
But that in medical physiological terms,
Correct.
there is a lot of connectivity between muscle physiology, muscles of facial expression, mastication.
Correct.
Mastication.
Correct.
There is one particular muscle which you see that looks like you can see that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you mean this one?
This is zygomat.
Yeah.
Zygomatic bone. There is a very powerful jaw. It's the upper jaw.
Correct.
Maxilla is the upper jaw. And zygoma is the one that connects and stabilizes everything. There is an arch.
Correct.
And it's a very interesting, fascinating structure.
Correct.
And zygoma is the most powerful bone in the face.
Correct.
And the things are also hanging on and so
Correct.
forth. So those, again, the prominent jaw is required in a Western style of beauty.
Correct.
There are people who will fix up the jaw for you, upper
Correct.
jaw, not the.
Correct.
But
I guess the broader point we are making is that in the spectrum from smile to laughter, all these facial expressions have many positive effects, even physiologically, including even something like mastication, right?
Right.
Is a very interesting thought for a layperson like me, that apart from all the psychological benefits, there are immediate physiological benefits to it all.
Right. Very cool.
Yes. The last two slides, Doctor.
Yeah. Who said this?
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa said that.
Correct.
Let us often be smiling and laughing.
Correct.
Things start with smile and good things progress with smile.
Correct.
And smile is the beginning of love. And that is how mutual love and affection get generated and transmitted.
Correct.
So Mother Teresa says you smile and you're starting a good thing.
Correct.
And if you smile, you're adding to that good thing. So it's a good thing all through.
Correct.
Like that. So here you see a romantic couple.
Correct.
Next slide.
Yeah, this is the last slide. Yeah.
Last one. So an example of how love can start, and your eye contact is important, your smile is important, and your algebraic sum of all the muscles of the face and the rest of the body. Don't forget the rest of the.
Correct.
And if you are gripping somebody's hand, if you are gripping it too tight, you are denoting
dominance. Yeah, dominance rather than assurance or friendliness.
But can't make out whether you are gripping the body, gripping the hand very strongly or not. Correct. But you are started with emotion.
Correct.
So body, mind, and soul philosophy begins. Correct. Next slide, please.
No, this is the last slide.
Okay. So we can go on and on with this smile thing. And in our own life, if we are feeling positive when we are smiling, it's a positive smile.
Correct. That's a super one. Yeah.
Yeah. So the smiler is F-16 and big aeroplanes are good. Only as good as the man riding that.
Correct.
Same F-16 or a Sukhoi can turn into deadly weapons, or the same can turn into good weapons of ship and mutual friendship.
Correct.
Because ultimately it's a human factor. No, we're
Correct.
talking of AI. AI is, there's a lot of debate between newsmen and others. AI is a tool to be used by you in the manner you want.
Correct.
As of
Correct.
tomorrow, you don't know. The whole
Correct.
world will be flooded with AI,
Correct.
and you won't have no place to stand. So
Correct.
ultimately, it is a doer.
Correct.
It is a person. It is a karma that brings us to the
And
karma.
the mode in which you are. Correct.
Yeah, karma may be laughable, but karma is everything.
Yeah, no. Karma is, as we have been discussing across so many, the action, the act of doing without attachment is crucial. And at some level, we can bring that as we conclude today's session, that even in the context of a smile, you just said, if you're feeling positive, the smile is positive. But if you do the smile even when you're not positive with a positive thought, you begin to feel positive is another benefit. All of this basically comes down to do the right thing in the best possible way with the right intent, and let go of all other attachment to it, and it will possibly be more powerful. Yes, doctor?
Right.
Yeah. So I'll summarize and then conclude.
Yes. Yeah, very good.
Okay. No, so wonderful topic, doctor, on smile today. And the fact that smile is a really, really powerful tool for us to both convey positiveness to others in relationships. Like in this last slide, nothing conveys affection, builds bonds and love more than smiles. It starts at home, but even in the workplace, like the picture we saw of the boss and his subordinate, effectively you can, with a smile, convey a lot of support, a lot of positiveness, make people feel cared for, and get the best out of the relationship. Is the positive side of a smile. Equally, authenticity is very important. If a smile, no, it's a very powerful thing, but if it's fake, or even without you realizing it, if it is not authentic, if the rest of your body is not in sync with it, the rest of your body language is not in sync, your eyes are not smiling, one, it is tiring for the person, like we were discussing, your facial muscles will protest right away. But apart from that, the others can quickly make out that the smile is not real. And that's why, as good as it is, a smile has so many meanings. A smile can signal passive aggressiveness, a smile can signal dominance, can signal danger, can signal sarcasm. So we have to be clear in our minds, to your concluding point, doctor, that the smile is as good as what the doer's intent is. And if the doer's intent is positive, then the smile is an incredible force for positivity. That's all we need to remember and act on it. Yes, doctor?
Yes, absolutely. Well said. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Pleasure. Look forward to the next one. See you next week.
Thank you.